Hello, and welcome to the Jekyllhydeclub. I was waiting for Gomez to say that. I'm like, I guess he's waiting for me to say that.
Yes, it sounded good when you said it.
It would have kind of been fun to just stretch it out and see how long.
Like, hello, hello.
Okay, so today we have an Egyptian haul for you. And we love ancient Egyptian stuff, so we have everything from statues to action figures to jewelry. And we're going to start with the jewelry. And would you like to start with the cat or the pendant first, Gomez, dear?
Maybe the cat.
This cat is from one of my favorite online shops, westernmountain.com. She makes such detailed 3D representations of nature, animals, and mythological creatures, and she has small and large and just all different sizes. I've reviewed several of her products before, and I will leave links below. And she does sterling silver, and when it's a ring, she does sizing. This cat could probably be anything you want if you get it made into a ring or a pendant or earrings. If you write her and, you know, just talk to her about what you want. She's very, very good to work with. And this is the Bastet cat, or Bast, whichever term you wish to use, the Egyptian cat goddess. And she will put any stone you want. I think this is a 6mm stone. It's a very 3D cat. We made it into bracelets. Gomez and I each got one, and as you can see on the black cord, we made it into bracelets. And I just made it like a simple black stretch cord and put it on the wrist. It's like a charm size. I would say maybe an inch by, well, she gives exact measurements, but let's say an inch by almost ½ inch. And it's just very good 3D detail. And it's like she's got this pedestal where the black onyx ball is, and she has hematite and rose quartz and tigerite and clear quartz and probably something else in that 6mm stone. If you ask what the different options are, you can get. Again, she's very good to work with and very nice and very helpful, and her work is lovely and very sturdy and well made. I like the way the stone is held in that little kind of claw-like setting under the cat. It's not going to come out, so it's nice that you're not just counting on a glue job. I always worry because I wear my stuff in the shower and I wear it to bed, that it's not just a glue job that's holding my jewelry in there. I really like that it's sturdy. So we've had this for probably over a year, but she has the same stuff out, so it's not like it's going to expire or not be around, which is nice. A lot of companies only make stuff for a minute and then it's gone, and it's kind of frustrating when you still want something that they did 6 years ago and they're not selling it. Even like companies I really like Alchemy Gothic, it's really harder to get their older stuff and they don't reproduce it. And I don't know, maybe it's supposed to make people feel special that they have something someone else can't get, but I don't care, and it's annoying. So I really like the fact that if I bought something years ago on her shop, I can show you and you can have it. So it's lovely. So that we'll have a link below to her shop with all her wonderful items. And she does anything from fairies, like I said, or phoenixes, or different things like that, to nature depictions. And again, I have put things below that we have gotten from her. I got my lovely gargoyle ring, the best gargoyle ring I have ever seen. That kind of rhymed unintentionally, from her, and bat rings and other stuff. So yeah, and I'll be reviewing some other in the future that I have. She has a really nice dragon that I've already reviewed, and etc. But anyway, that's a lovely cat. Did you have any other comment about it, Gomez?
Well, just for people who are into folklore, mythology, and superstition, the idea that cats have 9 lives might derive from the cult of Bast, to whom 9 was a sacred number, and she was protectors of the cats and such. So that's just an interesting bit that I found useful.
That is good. And the ancient Egyptians, I think, are some of the earliest predecessors of magic and whatnot. So if you guys are new, you obviously know you should check out our other playlists. They're awesome. And hang out with us and chat with us on social networks and our channel here, and we will leave all those lovely links for you. Now, the next one is from a new shop we discovered on Etsy, and I love the name. It's funny, Two Fat Witches. Keeping it real and witchy. Gotta love that. And so I got a lapis pendant from them, and I'm showing this in the Egyptian haul, even though it's not specifically, like, it doesn't have any cartouche or anything on it. But the ancient Egyptians, this is lapis lazuli, and the ancient Egyptians kind of prized this above gold, and they considered it the hair of the gods, with the lazuli running through the lapis. And like, they set it into jewelry, they set it into even floor tiles. They would have lapis lazuli floor tiles in their palaces and whatnot, and of course statues and armor and weapons, and just like, they loved the stone, and it was said to do a lot of cool things. I think I will link something like with the properties below, but it's just I'm gonna have a lot of links in this video because we have a big haul, but it's just a lovely piece. And again, when I'm saying I don't like to worry about a glue job to hold my stone, is this a good level, Gomez?
Yes.
You can see that the wire wrap goes through a drill hole up here, then it goes all the way around and to the point, and it's not going to come out, and it's not going to be a problem for whatever I'm doing in it. I'm not going to lose my stone. It's so upsetting when you love a piece of jewelry to look down and see that it's gone or that your stone is out of the setting. It's just not cool. So this is not going to go anywhere, and it was only $13, which is our favorite number, so I had to get it. And it's a nice large piece of lapis. It's over 2 inches by like over ½ inch. It's a flat kind of 4-sided piece and it's set in gold, probably to match the lazuli, and it comes on a long gold chain, and I would probably put it on something shorter eventually, but right now I'm wearing like 2 other pendants at different lengths. My black obsidian from Michael's, and this lovely garnet that I got for the insane price of $7, I think, and I did a recent review on that. So anyway, if you like garnets in red, this is real, and it's wholesale, and it's lovely. So anyway, I'm wearing those, and it's kind of convenient to have this long. And I don't mind mixing my silver and gold. Some people like everything to match, but I don't. I think silver and gold are both pretty. Gold is like autumn, and again, it matches the lazuli here, and it looks nice together, and I'm good mixing it like that. That's like that song, the Christmas song, silver and gold, silver and gold. Anyway, if it wasn't meant to be mixed, it wouldn't be on your Christmas tree, people. So anyway, they were really nice. They sent extra stuff. Like, they give you stuff when you buy stuff from them, so buy stuff from them. This is what, I'll let Gomez show you the sticker, 2 Fat Witches. That was what my Lapis Pendant was wrapped in.
The sticker was one of my favorites in a sense, because the 2 Fat Witches as a name is written, if you would notice, in ancient runes that I'm a fan of and put a video about recently, but it's just like
he did the beginner video. He's going to show a reading spread next. If you guys are into runes, check that back video out.
It's like the word 2 is spelled phonetically. The first part is the rune tier for the God of War, so it's really a nice touch. I really like it. Properly witchy.
Yes, and it shows that they know their stuff, and I really feel good buying products from someone who knows what they're doing with them. It's really nice. And then we got this little nice black chiffon bag that I will use for pendants that I have with chains on them, you know, that I don't want to tangle with others. It's just a little drawstring bag. Okay. Nice, cute bag. Whoa, but it's nice that they included it, because now I have a free bag that I can use. I will not drop on the mummy here. Okay. And then they have really cool, the crystal that came in it. This is just a nice little clear quartz, kind of healing crystal, chakra cleansing, whatever you wish to use it with, for, etc. I will probably wrap it into a pendant.
Charming. I think it has maybe phantoms in it, so it's like
nice. Phantoms is very nice, and it has a good energy, and it's smooth yet natural. And I love the concept of a crystal when it's like that. It's smooth to the touch, but then it still has the natural kind of imperfections on the side and the little other crystals growing on it and whatnot. It's really cool. And then I got these this is like their business card, but then this one has like a Reiki grid on it where they actually put real stones on the card. I'm going to let Gomez show those. That's very cool. They're really putting like effort into what they're doing. And it's so nice to get the little extras, because it's like, ooh, wow, I got more than I ordered. Fun. So we really appreciate that. And thank you to 2 Fat Witches. And it's just so inspiring as creative artists ourselves to see other people being creative, and just, I never thought about doing that with a card, and it's very nifty. I want to show that like on Instagram and stuff. That's just so cool.
Yeah.
Tag all our witchy friends. Check it out. It's cool.
And different stones here, crystals, maybe labradorite, and something light greenish.
Maybe aventurine.
Something like that. So
it's hard to tell whether they're tiny if we don't already know. So if we get it wrong,
yes,
it was an educated guess. And those were just in a little like sealed bag, a little plastic bag. So that's cool. We kept them protected, and everything arrived in a padded envelope. And they're from Canada. I should have said that. So, yeah, they're from Canada, and that got here in a reasonable amount of time considering it's from Canada. And again, the price is amazing for a nice pendant, and I've been wearing it for about like a week and a half, something. No, a week and a few days, because I got it last Wednesday when we did the weird cemetery video that we were creeped out from, and it was so good to get this afterward. It just felt nice, like, yay, something that feels good and not creepy. Because we did a ghost kind of, not ghost, an interesting kind of weird tales in the cemetery last week. So if you didn't see that, Check it out. Yes, we're doing video plugs today. And one more thing before we start going to the statues, I want to say we're going to show the statues and action figures and toys next. But Gomez has an Egyptian tarot deck. And we're not going to have time to do that in this haul, even though it would have been fitting. So he will do that in the next tarot review. And if you're interested, just be on the lookout that is coming up. Well, he's already done one tarot review. It's Da Vinci. He's going to upload that tomorrow. But, you know, like after that one, the next one, probably in a month or whenever he does another one, will be the Egyptian tarot, hopefully. So he does have it, and it will be being done. And now, are we ready to show the statues?
I think we are. Stay tuned, my friend.
Okay, it's hard to pick a favorite to start with, so we're just going to start with this. This is the McFarlane mummy. There's two versions, and it's really exciting to me. I guess it was supposed to be based on the movie, but really it's like, it comes with all the canopic jars and everything that mummies were actually buried with, so it's kind of like almost like a wannabe historical representation, and that's kind of how I see it. I don't even think about the movies. And it's just really exciting because even like as a kid in 3rd grade, I was so excited about studying Egypt and how they took out the brains and the, you know, organs from the mummies and put them in the canopic jars and all that. Like, yes, I was already a morbid little Morticia. But it was just, ancient Egyptian's fascinating. But anyway, this is his lovely sarcophagus. And I don't know who this is meant to be, but in my mind, in my universe, it's Ramses II because he's my most favorite ever of the pharaohs. And you lift back the coffin. Now, he came with an Anubis that is the size of him. They apparently made life-size statues to go in with the god. And Anubis is the jackal god, which we have a statue of that we will show you later and talk about him. But he is somewhere. I just keep looking like he should have been right here with the mummy, and he's not. So where is Anubis? It's a mystery. We don't know. But we do have him, so he's somewhere. And you can tell, like, the mummy, the wrappings are starting to come unraveled a little. Like, it's not a figure malfunction. It's like how it's made, but that's kind of nice. It's not all perfect. And the same thing for this part here. Is it showing, Gomez?
Yes.
And let's do his posability quickly. He has hip up and down, but no, like, rotation, which is fine. He's a mummy, you know. He's not going to be able to jump and skip around. And you've got the feet where they're wrapped. This one's kind of thicker, like, again, probably because it looks like the bandages are coming unwrapped. Probably because he'd get up and wander around at night and look for some chips or pizza. It just messes up his foot. Okay, for some reason this arm has more because it has the shoulder up and down. This one's just straight. It's got the shoulder, that's it. This arm. And this one has where his arm is bent so he can move it in and out, and the shoulder does move, but it moves more backward than forward because of his wrappings, but it does move, like you can push it forward like that. It does actually do it, but it's a little bit harder, hindered mildly by the wrappings. This has been reviewed before, but I just wanted to show it. The head doesn't move. The head is a little bit softer than the rest because of the gauze and the way it looks. And he has this that he can hold in his hand. Well, maybe he should put it here like that. Well, okay, maybe he doesn't want to hold it. I usually just leave it in the sarcophagus with him, but I do like the fact that one arm is bent and one is straight. This one's like a fist. Maybe this one wants to hold it. Do you want to hold this? He's like, not really, so leave him alone. Anyway, now let's get into the canopic jars. This bigger one has the head of Anubis on it, which is suitable. It's the cap. Is that showing at this level?
Yes.
And it's just a little jar, but I love it. I love it for its accuracy. I love it. It's so adorable. That's adorable. What is adorable to Morticia kittens and puppies? No, just canopic jars with the innards of mummies. That one kind of looks like a bird head, so I guess it's Horus on top of this little smaller one. Do you think it looks like a bird head, Gomez?
Yes.
Okay, good, because it does to me. Now.
That might be a horse head.
I just said Horus. Are you even listening?
Well, yes, but when you were asking me, I was thinking that the particular bird would be like the falcon specifically. That it has the bulkier shape, so it makes sense.
Oh, good. You're confirming.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And now this, and then I leave these little canopic jars in there just because I don't want to lose them, and I want to. And then here's another like little hook staff.
Yes, the crook, the scepter of power that pharaohs of Egypt boasted.
Yes, and he got buried with his because he's awesome. And again, they don't say this is Ramses the Great, and there's no reason to think that it's Ramses the Great, except I want to. And it's mine, and I can. And then it came with some other stuff that I just don't keep everything I don't care about because I have so much stuff. there's stuff in the toy giveaway that is arcane in nature. If you guys check our toy giveaway, if it is still recent before the end of this month, check it out, enter it. Okay. And it's just this platform, and this came with it, and it has like cool kind of architecture on it or whatever. Like,
yes, it does seem to have a reminiscent like of the inner structure of the pyramids.
yeah, so it's looking pyramid-ish. And his sarcophagus, is this a good level?
Yes.
Just like sits. It doesn't really sit evenly, but I just kind of, what did I do earlier? It was actually chilling. Okay. It's because I'm trying to show it, it's not being right. And then his faithful scribe kind of stands here and hangs out in his mummy self. And no, this did not come with him. It was actually the Anubis statue that would be hanging out here, but I can't find it. And I had the scribe with him anyway because I like Ramses hanging out with his scribe. This actually what we're using for the scribe mummy is actually from Ghostbusters, and I'm leaving a link below for both of these. All their stuff, you know, we're leaving in links below, so you'll get to see. But this, he's got a lot more articulation. Well, I guess it's about the same technically. He just looks more buffed out. They don't rotate. The arms just move up and down, and his wrists and elbows and all do not move. And then his legs go up and down. So he could like technically sit down instead of standing up while he hangs out with Ramses. He'd be like, Pharaoh, not even up yet. I'm just gonna be like, that was good. Yeah. You like that, Gomez?
Yes.
He's like chilling out, like, you know, nice standing and waiting. Anyway, this is the mummy from Ghostbusters, and I just like them together, and I like the way this guy is made. He's got, look at his face.
Yes. He looks ready to partake of life again.
Yes, he's hungry. He like, there will be talking about pizza. That sounds good. Let's go scare a pizza joint into giving us free pizza. Like, we're really rich. We just don't have it right now. It's like in a museum. Just take our word for it. They took our gold and put it in a museum with all of the artifacts. But we will make the pizza thing good eventually. And then they're like staring at them like, what? You're just in costume and you're mummies and we're not going to give you pizza. And he's like, rah! And he just goes across the counter like, I tried to play Mr. Nice Mummy. Ticked me off, and now I'm getting free pizza. Screw you. Okay.
A new episode for those of you who enjoyed the Mummy.
Ramses and his scribe, the mummies. You thought the other mummy movies were good? No, ours are cool. Okay, so he's got neater wrappings, but he's still super neat because of his face and everything. Like, he's probably just a neater guy. Ramses is like, you know, whatever. I'm a pharaoh. I have people to clean up after me. All right, let's move on. I like these way too much, can you tell?
Okay, so then we have the gentle Sphinx statue.
Yes, this actually I got when I was with my mom. And were you with us, Gomez, or did I bring it home?
I can't remember quite.
I can't either. It was at Walmart, and it was in the pet section. Like, it goes in a fish aquarium, but I was like, I don't really care if it's supposed to be for pets. It's gonna go on my shelf because it's a Sphinx statue, and it was like $4 or $5, and it's big. So that's what it's for. And the riddle of this Sphinx is, where did I come from? You probably would never guess it was from a pets section in Walmart. So cool. Right, they put some cool stuff in fish tanks. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's so well made.
Can't help, I gotta make it into a statue. So you guys, if you want cool statues, check your pet section of Walmart in the, like, you know, where the fish aquarium, because they put neat stuff. Like, fish get some cool art up in their houses, so we can just borrow it for hours.
Yeah, he even has like the cobra on his forehead that presumably represents one of
Is it supposed to be a chick Sphinx? You think it's a guy Sphinx?
It has the feminine features, but sometimes some pharaohs, like the one that played the god Ra in one of the Stargates, the movies, he kind of looked effeminate to me, so I think maybe they mix them on purpose. They had even in art you can see that some of their features blend a little where they're supposed to be so delicate that at times it crosses gender, at least to my mind.
So that is a really cool Sphinx. It's a good size too. It's not like little. It's like probably 10 or 8 inches. I'd say 8 inches.
And I would say the serpent is most likely the goddess Wedged, but it could be also Circe. They're both protective goddesses, represented by snakes. And let's see, where did we get those little figures?
These are, I put a link, it's from Safari, and we got them from Happy Hand, but I put links. They're a lot more expensive now. These are those crazy toys that I just got a minute ago, kind of, and they were like $5 each, and now they're like a lot, like $40 for the whole set or something. But they're really neat. They're very detailed, like minifigures that won't break. They're like 4 inches. And if you knock them over, poor Ramses has gotten knocked over a lot, they won't break, so that's really nice. Because a lot of our other ones are the statues that, you know, we have to be really careful. So I think it's worth it. And if you want to have kids, like I was a kid who was really into ancient Egyptian stuff, they're really well made. And they're not posable, but they're well made. We have Ramses with his bow and his, like, a hairnet helmet thing to keep his pretty hair out of the way.
Yes, he was the one I was just demonstrating.
Yes, he had long red hair like me, and he had a pretty face like me, so yeah. He was left-handed like me.
Aww.
Yeah.
And
does that mean I should be worshipped like the greatest pharaoh of Egypt? Yeah.
I already do.
Oh, Gomez, Moshe.
Cada mia.
So, yeah, he's cool. He's a good representation. A really pretty face, I think. Going back to what Gomez said about the pretty faces.
Yes.
I think he's pretty.
And then we have the God Thoth.
The god of wisdom and scribes, whom I'm sure Ramses' scribe that we already showed is really like worshipping and chilling with.
Yes.
And he's holding his like tablet or something, isn't he? Or
yes, maybe the Tablet of Destiny. And then he has half moon on his features, which Egyptologists think might have been derived from his predecessors, the god of wisdom Khonsu, who was associated with the moon, and the moon also being instinctive and stuff like that, so that might be the association. So that is him. Then we have a small figure of the gentle god Horus.
And you know, there's an old Horus and then a young Horus, and the old Horus was pretty interesting. So I think it was Egyptians changed their mythology around so much to fit the politics. Like when they made Horus Osiris' son, there was already an old Horus before that. So I don't even know what was happening.
They don't either, that's the problem. And of course he is either a falcon or a hawk. Usually in this case he is shown with his bird-like head, which is very nice.
Did you show the Sphinx's cute little tail in the back?
I did.
Yeah, I was just checking him out again. Cute little tail. Or her, or whatever. It's got a lot of hair. Maybe it's a her. I'm going for her. But if you need it to be a him in your head, it can be a him.
Oh no, I'm open to all genders.
Okay,
I do not discriminate. Yes. And then we have this crocodile that for me represents the god Sobek of the Egyptian pantheon, one of the most ancient gods. That crocodiles can purify and protect after death and stuff like that. Egyptians even built an entire city where they fed tame crocodiles, Crocodipolis, that the Greeks described for us. And he is lovely made. Where did we get him from again?
He is from Schleich, and we got him at Target, but you can order him online from Schleich, and I will try to remember to put a link below there too. He's not called Egyptian, he's just a crocodile toy, but you know, the crocodile was very important in Egypt and the Nile and all the crocodiles in it and the crocodile gods, so we decided to throw him in the hall. And
he's so beautiful.
He's not posable, but yes, just like the other figures. Schleich, Safari, and Papo are very similar to each other. We reviewed toys from all of them, and they all are not posable, but they have such awesome detail in their fantasy creatures and their animals. And he does have amazing crocodilian detail.
Crocodiles are so impressive. They survive for so long, like 15 million years or something.
Yeah, they're like as old as dinosaurs, and they're still here. Which is fitting that the ancient Egyptians and all their wisdom like knew this and made them important.
And Morticia would like to talk about this next statue we have here of the god Set. Morticia has a special place for him in her.
Yes. Ramses built a city to this deity, and if I had been Ramses, since we look alike and stuff, I would have done the same thing. So yeah, and I said that at one point, oddly, before I read that about Ramses. I told my roommate that, like, I don't know, we were having a weird conversation, but we wouldn't be us if we didn't. And he is the god of desert storms, winds, the wind and winds of change. He's the god of change, breaking up stagnation, which I think is where winds of change come from, because he was the god of wind. And he was not seen as evil or bad. And then again, later, like with the Horus thing, politics needed to change, and they needed to have a bad guy and whatever. So they started inventing all the stuff about him eating his brother's stuff and being just this rebellious brother, because everybody needs drama. And you know, if you go back to the original, he was nothing like that. He wasn't bad, he wasn't feared, and he was cool. And I really I like a lot, you know, what he represents. He's dark but not evil, and he represents change and rocking the boat and breaking up stagnation and whatnot. And the statue is, I think, 10 inches. I put the closest approximation I could find online because we got this one at a store called Lady of the Lake in Southern California. And so I put the most close one I could find. This is resin. I wish I could find a metal statue of him. Again, I worry about stuff breaking, and if this breaks, I will have an issue. And if you look at his head, they don't even know what animal he was supposed to be. Like, he just looks like a creature with pricked ears is how they describe it. Like, his ears are up, but he's not a cat, he's not a horse, he's something different. And that's another fascinating thing. He's like otherworldly. And to me, think about Hades of the underworld. He's kind of, to me, the Egyptian version of Hades. So, Gomez, would you like to add anything?
Well, there was an interesting prayer to him during the 18th dynasty that in his capacity as the Lord of Storms also extended his function to the Lord of the Oasis in the desert as the protector who allows to find it. So that reflects the functions Morticia was talking about.
With the desert winds and whatnot.
Yes. So that was interesting. And only when the Hyksos dynasty used its popularity being foreigners and outsiders to Egyptian royalty, then his reputation as their chief patron changed politically. So that was the situation.
It's like politics, they knife each other in the back, and then when they bring religion into politics, they do the same with their gods. Bad. Bad.
So then we can show somebody who could be considered his opposite number in mythology, but only in later mythology, the god Horus.
This is a bigger Horus, the bird version, the full bird version. We got this from Lurch as a gift. It might have been one of our anniversary gifts one year. And so it's coming up soon. We have an anniversary coming up July 13th. Yes, we got married on the 13th because we're awesome. So he's like another kind of resin statue, and we will try to put a link for at least something similar to him because I think Lurch found him in a like antique secondhand store, if I remember correctly. But that's him in his bird form.
And they even put lots of hieroglyphs here on his pedestal.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I was just thinking about the pedestal.
Yeah.
And I like having him in the mini form and then the bird form. So there's different representations of Horus, whether it be jewelry or statues or whatever, if you like one human over the other, more human with the head, or if you like the whole animal. Because they used both. I would like one of Set as the full animal too, because that also exists. And I just don't have it because I can't find it.
Then we go back again to the statue of Anubis.
Oh, I don't know that we go back again since I couldn't find the first. We spent an hour looking for it though, so for us we were the other statue over a while.
I'm still in the mud.
In spirit. We were so this is kind of a big version. It's real similar though to the smaller one that was with Ramses, don't you think?
Yeah.
And he had like a loincloth and everything. It's somewhere. And his little ear got nicked. That's why I like metal or plastic statues, because stuff happens. I think I was getting something off the dresser and my sleeve pulled him or something annoying.
So pretty.
Yes, he's the jackal god, and he's the god of, I would say death, but that's not exactly right, I guess. Like, yeah, like he protects the souls and stuff.
Yes.
I'm all summarizing.
That sounds good.
Stuff. That sounds so like intellectual. We love Egyptian and we get really intellectual, but I'm trying not to drag this out for too long because it's already a long video. And a lot of people already know what this is. So.
And then we have the statue of Ramses the Great.
Yes, another version. This is, now you see his hair that was up in the one where he has the bow. My mommy even said he looked like me. Hey, pretty. This would be me as a guy.
Yeah, some of my Facebook friends would appreciate that because they post pictures of themselves in the guy form. So
oh, you could do that of me with Ramses. That'd be good.
Yes.
And yes, I mean, like, Kimmy is probably watching this, my former roommate, and going like, ego, because she always like, your ego is so huge. Like, yeah, that's okay. So that's the Ramses of the statue, and he has like little gold flecks in him, like real gold, which is cool. And I only paid $32 from a Luxor in Las Vegas because when we went there, we shopped, and saw the sights and ate and did not gamble because we don't gamble. So, because I like my money and I like to keep it and know what I'm getting with it, and like, yeah, that's just our thing. So yeah, that is that statue, and we put a link again to similar ones. So I tried to actually find a Luxor gift shop, but it wasn't working out for me. So like, it was showing it to me, but it wasn't giving me what I wanted online on the search. So everybody got the best I could find. And if you're interested in these, we did put some with really good prices that you can acquire for yourself, and that's also like a resin statue. So, and I think the Ramses one is like a maybe 13-inch, and the set and Thoth might be 10 inches.
Speaking of which, here's last but not least, Thoth or Tehuti or Diahuti.
And I like that because I think the link that I found for his statue actually used that for his real name, his properly pronounced name.
Yes.
The god of scribes once again, in his larger statue form.
The ibis, so cute, and he's writing something. He comes with the pen in this version and something to write on the stellations.
We respect all the gods, but like, this is Gomez's kind of patron, the way Dis is, the set is mine. I call him Dis because that's the Greek name of Hades, because it means rich, like of the earth. So anyway, yeah, this guy is special to Gomez, and he's very cool.
Yes.
I like him too, of course, and he likes Set, but if you're going like, who's the top favorite, like, you know, who's a Mac Daddy?
He inspired most of the Hermetic writings and probably the entire corpus of alchemy that many of you know and love, so he contributed a lot to civilization, even as an inspiration, I guess. Anyway.
Someone, you gotta have something else. He's so cool.
Well, there is a lot to say about him. But I guess one of the things I like about him is the fact that, as the patron of the scribes, he encourages us to observe reality around us, to make proper conclusions from it, to see the truth as it is, and in that maybe he correlates with the god set.
They work together, probably,
yes.
Which is cool. Since Gomez and I work together, we can see correlations. This has been a fun haul. We are just being kind of funny because we really love Egyptian stuff. It's a thing we can get passionate about and go on forever, and we've been trying to be brief, but yet not so brief that it's like rushing. So we hope that you've had as much fun as we have, and check out the links below if you want to acquire any of these awesome artifact-like items for yourself.
And until then, stay spooky, my friends.